Do you know what makes Monday even better? Crafting. So if you're having a hard time this morning, you're in the right place because we are doing some crafting on a Monday morning. Welcome. I am Creative Juice by Lonnie, here with you to show you some information about our embossing folders. Sometimes these can cause a little bit of confusion, but they make such beautiful textures. You're going to want to learn how to use them. We have three different types of folders. Stampin' Up! Has three different types of folders. And we want to make sure you know how to use them. So I'm just putting that one on mute, pardon me. And you're in the right place. One of the new things, and we have some new things in our online only store, in my online only store. You can find that by going to creativejuicebylonnie.com, click on shop now, and look for online exclusives. Now, these have been in the online exclusives for a little while. The ones that we're going to kind of feature today are the Basics 3D embossing folders. These embossing folders come with three in a package, and they are $30 for all of them, for all of them, and they are wonderful for backgrounds of all sorts for your paper crafting projects. We'll show you some finished samples as we go along. There are three in this package, and I wanted to show you the front and back of them. So here is the crosshatch. I hope you can see this closely. The floral in the middle, and then the dot on the right-hand side. These add such great texture to your projects. You can use the front or back side. So here's the dot, and it's got the back side to it. So you've got one that is convex, so the dots are coming out towards you. The other side is concave. I'll give you a little tip about that in a moment. You can use either side of them. Here is your crosshatch. The crosshatch has a subtle lifted side and then a very subtle indented side. So you can use either one of those. And then this is the floral. And it has the flowers coming out towards you or concave on the other side. So depending on what kind of texture you would like, there you go. All right, let's talk. Oh, something in my eye. Pardon me. Let's talk about how to do what you need to do to emboss something. So when you get your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I need to move this up just a little bit more, it looks like, so you can see, have a better view of the machine. When you order a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, it comes with the machine and all of these platforms or all of these plates, and they're numbered 1, 2. These actually come numbered now. 3. These two clear ones are 3. The 3, they'll have a 3 on it, and then a number 4 right here that is a dark gray. So all of these are included, and this is how that if you forget, all of the instructions for your embossing folders are here on your platform number 1. So it will tell you what to use with your standard embossing folders and what to use with your 3D embossing folders, in case you forget. Okay, so to build the perfect sandwich for a 3D embossing folder, you'll notice it says you'll need the platform number 1 and the gray plate number 4. Let's do this. I put aside my paper. Where's my little piece of paper? You'd think I would have been ready for that, but I apparently was not. Give me a second. We'll do it in, what color is this? Not that color because I don't have a piece of paper. Pardon me for just one moment. Hold, please. Oh, there we go. This one is Poppy Parade. Poppy Parade. Here we go. So we're going to emboss. Let's do our. I'm going to do the floral one just to show you. Hello, Carlene. Always happy to see you. Here's a little tip about your embossing folders that you need to know first. Do not put your paper all the way into the hinge. That will break your hinge really quickly. So you want to keep them down a little bit further into the embossing folder. The front is marked by our logo, and there's also a line right across here. So if you line up your paper, if there's a pattern that you need it to be straight and you want to line it up, you can line it up right along that line if you need to. But do not put your paper all the way into the hinge. You want to send that hinge first through your machine. So you put your paper into the embossing folder, lay it on top of the platform number 1. With a 3D embossing folder, you will use the gray plate on top of it. You never want to send an embossing folder through without a plate on top. You want to see why? I'll show you just a moment. Okay, so we do that. Pull it out. And here's your beautiful pattern. Isn't that pretty? Pretty with those beautiful flowers. Okay, so this is what happens if you send an embossing folder through without a plate on top. Now, sometimes this happens at some of our events, and it's okay. We understand that people are still learning. So this, hopefully, everybody will watch this before our next event when we have one of these, when we have to use one of these. So this kind of permanently bow your embossing folder. We're going to use this one in just a minute to show you that it's still usable, but it's a little bit more difficult. So once you've done that, you can use this as a layer to your card. Here's one that I did with a white piece of paper, and I made that beautiful background, the floral 3D floral basic embossing folder on white, and then I just dragged my petal pink ink pad across the top of this piece right here to really make those flowers stand out, and added a little frame and some words. Today I'm kind of using often one of the ones I'm using is this new Crafting with You stamp set that is in the new catalog, and it comes with a bundle with the dies. And then the frame is from our Radiating Stitches dies, I believe is the one it's from. But there you go. So there's the first little card. And you can see how that really creates a lot of texture for a beautiful card. Okay. So we've talked about the 3D embossing folders. Remember, always have that gray plate on top when you're putting it through. Let's say that you wanted to do one with the crosshatch. Here's our crosshatch. So as I mentioned, this one is with the crosshatch is coming towards me. This one is on the inside. I thought it was kind of fun to stamp first on a piece of very vanilla. And then I sent it through and got this lovely texture. So it almost looks like it's some kind of artist palette, or what is this called? The frame, the thing in the frame, but I can't think of what it's called. So I hope you can, yeah, there we go. Bring it in so you can see it really closely. There's that lovely that lovely design on the card of the You Inspire Me card. So you can go ahead and stamp first if you want to have a texture on top of it. Stamp on your paper flat, then run it through, and you can use either side. You could even use this more muted side. The pattern goes away or is indented into your cardstock. If you do that, let me just remind you that the folder will always have the images coming towards you if the logo is up. So the pattern will be convex towards you, concave away from you if the logo is up. If you turn it over and put your paper in like that, then it will be indented into your paper. Okay, so there's your crosshatch. These are the 3. Why, thank you, Carlene. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. All right, and then the last one is our, well, not the last 3D basics that come in our online exclusives right now is the polka dot one. Now, here's one that you're going to want to try. And, well, I'll show you that one in just a moment. Let me show you. We're going to make this one into a card. You can even emboss paper. This one actually has, oh, it's very hard to see. It has stripes going this way, some really subtle petal pink stripes. And you'll be able to see this better when I put it onto my website later today. But this one, you can emboss your designer series paper. In fact, we have a couple of embossing folders that are created to match designer series paper. But go ahead and mix and match. That's, easy to do too. So this one I did concave so that the dots were going away from me rather than coming towards me. When you put this one on your paper, you're going to want to be a little careful, or you can get you can flatten the holes, the dots. So use your, maybe use your liquid glue when you're adhering this to the front of your card so that you don't smash your dots. It's a little easier this way. When you do the dots coming towards you, you can put there's a flat surface back here, which makes it easier to put your adhesive onto and then adhere, rather than trying to put, your adhesive, such as your stamp and seal. It's a little harder to get it to be on top of the dots, which I did here. So hopefully that makes sense. We're going to make this card in just a moment. Okay, so that is the 3D embossing folders. This is the same sandwich. We like to call it a sandwich that you will use for hybrid embossing folders. This is the Sweet Citrus Hybrid 3D embossing folder. What does that mean? Well, it means I lost, oh no. Okay, so it coordinates with our Sweet Citrus set. We usually have a stamp set that coordinates with one of our hybrid embossing folders. And you can do a couple of fun things. You can, with this bundle, you can stamp and then cut them out with this die that comes in the bundle. Or you can emboss the background. Let's do that right now. I'm going to emboss a lemon lime twist. Remember not to put it all the way into the hinge, just part way. Lay your embossing folder on top of the platform and the number 4 plate on top of it. Run it through. So easy. By the way, if you learn things from this, please share it with your crafty friends and say, hey, I learned how to use embossing folders today. And then they will learn as well, right? So you can do that for a beautiful background. Isn't that fun? But another thing that Stampin' Up! Has done very well here is they have coordinated this die to fit inside your embossing folder. So let's do that one with a piece of lemon lolly so you can emboss and cut at the same time with the same sandwich, okay? Here you go. And you can put the die right inside. You notice I put it right inside the embossing folder, right next to the paper with the cutting part towards the paper. You can kind of play with it. It will match your embossing folder. So play around with it to make sure that it matches, okay? Awesome. Moving you closer a little bit so I can reach you. And then watch what happens. Magic. You have cut and embossed at the same time. This one doesn't want to come out, but it's okay because I actually have, don't need that one. No fussing. So we're going to create this little card using the, the big mega pack that I have of designer series paper has some coordinating pieces here that kind of match our coordinating sheet of designer series paper that matches the Sweet Citrus bundle. And somewhere I have right here under all the fun things I've been showing you, and we have one more card after this, so don't go anywhere. I'm just going to add a little bit of ink to my image, which really makes my embossed and cut image, which really makes it stand out a little more. I'm going to do it right along the top here. Leave it. So can you see that? I've got two little lemons of varying colors. And it kind of looks really cute. I'll finish this off later, but you can see I'm kind of matching the images in my paper to create that card. And I'll finish that and post it on my blog as well, because I want to show you how to do a standard embossing folder, the sandwich recipe, if you will, for a standard embossing folder. So a standard embossing folder, like the quatrefoil tile, is a little thinner, about a 1/16 of an inch, as compared to the larger 3D embossing folder. Can you see that? So you can kind of see how one of them, this is the standard, this one's the 3D, it's a little bit thicker. So you're going to need a different recipe for your sandwich. Okay, making sure that I've told you all these important things. Okay, we're going to put this time I'm going to do a piece of foil sheets. This is a gold foil sheet. And I want it in like this. I might have to cut it down a little bit so it will fit through. Some of the folders, this particular one is a 6-inch folder. The Basics 3D is a little shorter. It's about a 4¼ inch by 5½, about the size of the front of a card. This one's a little bit longer, but our space there we go, inside the cut and emboss is only about 6 inches wide. Okay, so this time you can look at your platform and you'll see, I'll pull it out here a little bit. You'll see that you're going to use platform number 1 and then the 2 clear plates, which are number 3. So what did I do with them? I just had them here. The dangers of having a lot of messy places. So platform number 1, number 2 goes down, then your embossing folder with your paper inside of it, and then another number 3 on the top. All right. Good. Okay, so this one, I want you to remember the basics, because you can get that on in my online exclusive store. Watch this. This is so pretty. This is so pretty. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It's so gorgeous. You can really see that shine and shimmer. And watch what happens when you put it onto a card. Oh, wow. Isn't that pretty too? It just catches the light so beautifully. There's our best witches. It is not Halloween yet. Nope. Okay, one other little tip about adhering your embossed pieces to a card or to a project. Sometimes if you are using our 3D, not 3D, Stampin' Seal Plus, if you're using the Stampin' Seal Plus, occasionally it will tear part of your cardstock, especially if you're going fast. So whatever adhesive, if you are using the Seal or the Seal Plus to adhere these to your projects, go slow. That's the key right there to not ripping apart the layers of your cardstock. Make sure that you go slow as you are adhering to the back of them. Let me make sure that I've covered everything, because I don't want to miss anything. If you are curious, last week I did announce that during July, I am donating 10% of my sales to Operation Underground Railroad, and then 10% of my sales to another charity. And my VIC group, my very important crafter group, on Facebook, which is, if you're not a member, come on over and join us or invite your friends to join us. It is Creative Juice Crafters Corner. They voted to support an organization. I'm missing a card somewhere. Oh, well, I'll find it here in a moment. An organization that supports suicide prevention. So that is what we will be doing this month. So you can rest assured that you'll be doing some good when you place an order at creativejuicebylani.com. All right, there is our 4 textured cards for the day. I'll finish this one up after we're done. But which one did you like the best? And which of those beautiful embossing folders did you say, oh yes, I absolutely can't live without that? I have been surprised at how often I have reached for these 3, the basics that come all together. So check those out. And my online store. All right, we will be back next Monday. I'll be back crafting again, but the next following Monday, which is the 24th of July, is actually a holiday in Utah. It is our Utah Day, basically the day that the pioneers came to Salt Lake. So I will not be here live. I will have a pre-recorded video for you featuring some other online exclusives that are all new this month. Some not all new, some new this month. So check that out on the 24th, but I'll be back next Monday for sure. And I would love to see you here while you are live or on the replay. Let me know. Okay, make it a great Monday by getting into your craft room and make something that means something. We'll talk to you then. Bye.